welcome to the 24th podcast. I'm your host, Top G, and today we're going to be talking with Broham, Major Broham, and Brigadier General Milky. Say hello.
Hello.
So, obviously, I'm one officer Top G. I know last time I was on here, LCSM, I've changed ranks a little bit and responsibilities. We'll talk about that. But I'll introduce our guest today, Mr. Brigadier General Milky, and I'll just let him tell y'all kind of what his rank is, what roles and responsibilities he has to fulfill.
I'm Brigadier General Milky. Uh, Long story on how I got here. I've been here for about a year and a half now. I'm the second longest standing left in the chain of command after Cole. Uh, I've been in the server twice now. My first time I joined, I didn't like it. I left, made my own server, and then I merged back in as a field sergeant and then worked my way up. I'm the last person in my merge now. Some of the stuff I do, it really depends on what is needed. A lot of stuff gets delegated down to me from Beast, and then sometimes I'll overlook the officers, and I'm over Pavlov right now, so I'm overseeing the development of that branch. So that's all for me, really.
Okay, cool. Broham, go ahead and
Uh,
introduce yourself.
I'm I'm Major Broham. I am over OCS and a few other things, but mainly just OCS. I came in the server June of last year, and I've kind of just stuck it out since. I haven't had anything notable like a merge or leaving or anything like that. Just steady promotion, and yeah, still here.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Obviously, as y'all can see, Mercy's here today. Sally couldn't make it, but we'll all miss him, and he'll be back next week. So, yeah. All right, so we're gonna talk to Milky about kind of recently hear from your perspective. What has changed about the Milsim over time? Like, what do you see now is different from when we started?
Um,
And that can be pros and cons.
well, leadership changes all the time. I don't think there will ever be steady leadership in any milsim of any kind. Uh, we've gone through probably three generals. Actually, I've probably seen about four generals in my time here. So we're constantly going through generals. That's a big change. Each general has their own ways of running things. So each time we change a general, we change stuff. Every month we lose a ton of people, so we move a ton of new people in. Thus, everything changes again. So I would say the change in leadership is probably the biggest result, or sorry, cause of change. More specific change, in full honesty, I haven't really been the person making the big changes. I've been the person overseeing the big changes for a while, so I don't really have much first person view on that. Um, Broham, what do you think?
Well, I've never gotten as high as you. You said, during your real major stint, you started as a field sergeant. Um, so you've kind of always been in like a higher, more overseer position. But of course, I did start as a private, and I've worked my way up here. So I think my view is more about the events, and I've noticed a shift in the culture of the events. Say, when I first joined, we did kind of live up more to the Milsim title, and all of our events would be, like CQB or hostage rescue or stuff like that. But over time, our culture has shifted more to being more casual, and we're hosting like police sims and zombie apocalypse and hide and seek and stuff. So the event culture has definitely changed.
Do you think
Yeah.
it's changed in a good way or a bad way?
I'd say it's, I'd say it's not necessarily good or bad. It's just different. I personally preferred our first iteration, our first flow. more milsimmy bit, but this one's not bad. It appeals to different types.
Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate both feeding your concerns on that subject. So next we're gonna kind of move into basically what y'all's enlisted journey looks out. So what is like, how's y'all's grind working throughout the enlisted up into leadership roles? What that look like for each one of you? So I guess we'll go through Milky first.
Oh wow. Geez, I remember the old days. I miss the old days. So I'm just gonna go through my whole story here. My first trip here, when I was originally here for the first time I joined, I was here for about a month. I think I got up to like private first class ish, and I was mainly active in aerial division, which was actually bigger than the onward branch at that time. So I was pretty active in that. That was my grind in there, and then the leadership kind of fell apart in there, so I finally left that, and I was like, I'm out of this bitch. And then came back with the merge. I had a few people, some notable ones that you guys might ring a bell in your head. Hop Show, he's gone. Proper Man, he's gone. And Minty was my second in command with me. He is now gone as well. He's in college. But I started at a field sergeant. You know, I worked my way up the rank. Uh, there wasn't very much competition at the time. Easy was also leading more of an activity-based promotion system, so I got pretty lucky in that era. I got up to OCS. My OCS class was ran by people who are no longer here, Lucas and Toast, and I was in an OCS class with Moon, who is also no longer here. Uh, Between us, he was kind of an idiot. Um, and then from there, I was a lieutenant for a very, very, very long time. Broham knows this. Uh, and then I got kind of bullied by going up to major in like 2 or 3 different spurts, and then they put me back down to lieutenant because they were constantly changing stuff. Hence the change in leadership. Moved me around all the time, and then finally I got to brigadier general when Beast came around. So that's that.
Yeah, I feel like you're second lieutenant for like my whole time here.
I
It's
was
wild.
a first lieutenant probably for 6 months in total,
Yeah,
and then probably a major for 2 months in total.
yeah, it's a long little spurt. Bro, hey, what was that little head nod about?
He
Well, when he
understands
was
the
talking
pain.
about Major,
Yeah,
yeah, it's just they were teasing him. I mean, he'd get it for like a week or two at a time, and he'd be in VCs being happy about it, and then next newspaper comes around, this man's back to lieutenant.
And it wasn't even like necessarily me doing anything bad or anything like that. It was more so they just were like indecisive in their decision. They'd be like, "Oh wow, maybe I don't want him there. Oh, I do want him there. Oh, I don't want him there," and they couldn't make up their damn mind. So
sounds like easy. No, I'm just kidding. All right, Broham, your little story.
Yeah. So I had been playing Onward for a while when I got recruited. I think I had already had about 2 years under my belt. Just uplink, firefights, backups, a bit of mercenary. I enjoyed the game, but I didn't really know what Milsim was at that point. I'd never heard of it. And then I was in a shooting range one day, and Holland came up to me. He's not here anymore, but he's the guy who recruited me. He asked if I wanted to be in a Milsim, and it sounded cool to me, so I joined. And then funny thing, I hopped into I had never heard of Milsims past this point. I've never been approached by like a guy asking about Milsims. And then I hopped into the next shooting range, and then there was another guy asking if I needed to join or if I wanted to join a milsim. And I was thinking it was
I'll
the
be right
same
back.
group. So I said, I'm already in yours, and then we had a like back and forth about what their milsim actually is. So it was kind of strange that I went for 2 years not hearing about them and then back to back. But I did get in, and this was like I said, June. So peak summer. I didn't have a job at this point, so I grinded events. I was hitting like 16 plus events a week. I loved the place. Whoa, I
Sorry.
Got
I loved the
molested.
place. Um, it was great. It was really entertaining. And then towards the end of the summer, I got into NCOT, run by Milky, of course. This man was actually the milestone for a lot of my career. I got interviewed by Minty, but then Milky did my BCT. He did my first event. He
Aw.
did my NCOT, and he did my OCS.
Can we
Yeah, this
actually
man's
talk about that too?
yeah,
Yeah,
this
you can
man's
talk about that.
stalking me, bro. But yeah, as an NCO, to be honest, not much of my mindset changed. I was still just joining events, still acting like an enlisted, kind of kicked. But I got past and I just stayed at.
Next question today, guys. We wanna, I guess, I'll ask Milky first. Did you get any, like, would you say any real life experience has prepared you for the Milsim or for leadership?
Any has this contributed to my life, or has my life contributed to this? Which way are you
Well,
asking?
I think kind of both. Like, is there anything you took from the Milsim and applied to real life, or anything you took from real life
Mm,
and applied to the Milsim that's notable?
I don't know. If it did,
He's just
so
too
it's
perfect
really
already,
hard.
bro.
No. It's hard to say because like when I joined the server, I was like what 14 and a half. Now I'm 16 and a half ish. So even if I did undergo change, it was probably just maturity. I mean, if I did gain some traits from this, it was probably really minor. But I would say I don't know. Some people are just born with the ability to lead. I mean, you can improve it as you go. I wouldn't say I'm a perfect leader.
Yeah, I know what you got from this place, bro. You got a love for the Fortnite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I learned I got taught how to deal with people like Top G and
Uh,
How to love people like me. I get it. I get it.
yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
yeah.
But no, in all
Right.
seriousness, I you definitely do get some leadership experience, but it's not like really obvious, you know. It just kind of comes on to you.
Yeah. She would say you've learned how to like deal with stuff in real life in some aspects from the Milsim leadership.
It yeah, it's more so like you've heard of it, but you actually get to apply it here, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like that's a lot of people's scenarios because they come into the Milsim and they kind of get to experience leadership for the first time here. I think we have a pretty great leadership experience from the way the command team's working right now. So yeah,
It
it's pretty nice.
this place has helped control emotions in certain scenarios for me.
Yeah, bro. I've
Absolutely.
been on the verge of a crash out so many times. Beast
Oh,
has
for
had to
sure.
comfort me, bro.
Yeah,
The only
Beast.
thing
I
I'm on the verge of is kissing Broham this time.
Huh? You're a
that's
podcaster,
actually a
bro.
good point though that you brought up that Broham. Some of the people you get to talk to here like genuinely give you good advice, even if it's not like mind changing. It's still
Yeah,
they give you good advice like Willie, Beast,
yeah, absolutely.
Mix.
The unks.
Yeah, all the unks. Broham has some good advice sometimes when we play Fortnite, like don't drop Paradise Palms,
It's
don't
good,
drop
bro. It is
Tilted.
good. It is. No,
Bro,
it's good stuff.
almost every day MVC, I see these guys on for like hours, and I start
Yeah,
joining the clan. So,
still can't
Broham,
crank 90s.
what did you say was kind of your? Did you take anything from the Milsim and apply it in real life that's notable, or anything like what's your takeaways from this Milsim? Do you think that you'll
Um,
remember or apply in real life?
Honestly, yeah, I've learned a bunch. I was a shut-in little homeschooled kid when I joined. I was older. These guys are both new gen still. I think I was 16 and a half. Yeah, when I joined. Now I'm about to turn 18. Um, I've definitely got a lot of leadership experience. Firsthand, secondhand advice from people. the classes like OCS and NCOT, I mean, it's mostly a focus on teaching you the responsibilities of your rank, but they also do teach you about leadership. But mostly I take away learning from watching the good leaders already present, like Easy, Milky, Beast, Willie, all the guys Milky listed, but they
Yeah, big
have
boys.
taught me when it comes to leadership, when it comes to creating things like exercises, say what could be in a sim. I've gotten some practice with documents and stuff. Actually, like generally some cool life skills I've developed here, which is
I think
terrible.
it's really I think it's really cool how you get, especially in like Stratcom or in command meetings, you get to hear not just yourself, but there's all these different people from different parts of the world, different. They grew up in different circumstances, and all of that. They all kind of throw in their own opinion, and even if you're right, like you still get to understand more of the other sides of the story, stuff like that. I found that pretty interesting joining the
Absolutely.
Milsim.
Definitely, those were both very good responses. We definitely learned feel like we've all can take away something from this Milsim.
Yeah,
Even though most of the time it's just for fun and kind of a way to get out of real life in a way and take a break, we still learn stuff here to apply in real life. So I think it's a great
there's
takeaway.
one-on-one sessions or like the midnight VCs. I mean, those are great. Those are ripe with stuff. Like I remember Beast, he did it a lot when he was first settling into first IC. He wanted to meet one-on-one with everyone in the command team. You remember that, Milky?
Yeah.
Yeah, and after we were done, it had been like 2.5 hours at this point, just talking, and he gave me a lot of good advice that I'm still like sticking to this day.
Same.
So it's not just the experience, it's the mentoring. I mean,
Yeah.
you'd think a place full of teenagers like this wouldn't have such wise people, Like we got some. I mean, they're unks,
He's
bro. They're
not
gonna be
glazing.
wise.
He's
Stop
crazy.
laughing. They're gonna be like 30, 35, 28. I mean, these guys know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Very helpful for a homeschooled guy like me, bro. I don't know what I'm doing.
Absolutely. I think that's one of the reasons Beast is a really good general because in real life, he owns his own business. He's been managing several businesses and stuff. I think he's learned a lot of leadership skills that he's been able to kind of pour into us. So it's a great takeaway. Something that we really haven't had before in general. So it's definitely a new, prosperous thing we all enjoy. Really taking something away from. All right. Well, I think next, open up. Do you guys have any questions for me?
Not very.
Turn the tables. No.
Can we like mock him for a psychology degree or whatever it is?
Yeah, how's your weighted GPA going, bro?
Yeah.
It's going pretty well right now. I got my
Holy
progress
shit!
reports
What just
today.
happened?
You're ruining the podcast, bro. You're ruining
Cut
Yeah.
that.
it.
I'm
Cut
cutting
that
out
out,
like
Oh
the
bro.
my
last
god.
3 minutes of this, anyways.
I didn't even do anything.
I
I
blanked
swear.
again. All right, so I think going on, Milky, what's like?
I would swear I'm
What
not
did?
doing anything.
God.
You're probably pressing your fingers together when you've got hand
Oh
tracking.
wait,
If you press your
my
middle
bad.
and your thumb together, it starts the
So were you a
movement.
CSM
Was I a CSM? No.
at the
Well,
time? I thought
hey,
Broham.
if you want to get really technical, I was a command sergeant major, but I wasn't the single role command sergeant major because when I went through command sergeant major, it was not what it is today. And then another rank you guys never went through and you never will go through is ensign. Do you remember that, Broham?
No, I don't, to be honest.
When you were going through OCS, you would literally have a rank for OCS. It was called ensign. And then there was some other ranks in there as well. Field sergeant's not around anymore. Um, I'm blanking.
You
Oh,
got
man.
like specialist first class, master corporal.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Is first class sergeant still here? Or is
I
it
never
gone
went through
too?
those ranks, so yeah, sergeant
Yeah.
first class. That was
Remember we
was
had
thinking.
private second class?
Yeah, and private third
I was like
class.
the last person to go for that rank. It's weird.
Yeah, the consolidation. It got contested by a few people when Beast was first trying to roll it out, but I feel like the ranks are a lot like more digestible now.
Yeah, I like
And
them now
honestly,
'cause
there
people
hasn't
can
been
get
a
promoted
big
easier.
drawback.
Well, not
But
promoted
yeah,
easier, but there's more room for promotion.
I was also a CSM, but like Milky said, at this point it was literally just another role in the NCO growth. We didn't have any actual duties when it comes to other NCOs. I mean, we had like
Did y'all like
written out
lead
things.
NCOT
No,
at all?
that was
I founded NCOT. It wouldn't be around without me.
yeah,
and
but
then
that wasn't as a CSM, was
I
it?
heard it was pretty bad.
it
I
was
heard the
it was
first
pretty
one was
good.
pretty bad.
Some of the
Show
people that
those
are
hands,
officers right
Milky.
now went through that course.
The one for sale is kind of bad.
Show him those hands, Milky, bro. Show him those hands.
Yeah, CSM is. I feel like we should have warrant officer school, like how like it was in the real military, and like a school for CSM because I felt they're completely different. Like one, you go to like lead NCOs and lead a whole course, and everyone's just like very chill, just paperwork and stuff behind the scenes and server moderation. It's just point of view of mine.
Yeah.
What do y'all think on that?
I think he agrees with you, bro.
Yeah, he agrees.
He's really
I'm gonna keep
passionate
her for
about it.
now. Sorry, my dog. She crippled her back right leg, so I have to watch her. Yeah,
I'll cripple your legs tonight.
I'll spread your legs tonight.
Holy, what a podcast!
We're cutting this shit out, by the way.
No, we're not, bro. You
Bro, that is
watched the
premium
podcast,
content.
bro. How many times
Fucking
did
hell.
Cole say just cut all this out, and it was just still in there, all of it. There wasn't any censoring.
I
There
don't give
wasn't
a
any
shit.
cuts.
There was one censoring because Mercy said something that I don't feel like censoring again. But I'll tell y'all after. Because I bleeped it out. It's still in there, but it's bleeped. That tells me y'all didn't watch the whole podcast. Shame,
I did,
shame,
bro.
shame.
I just
I
don't
did.
remember that. I don't recall a single beep ever happening.
I think there was one beep.
I don't know. I mean, I was doing that while I was like sweeping floors, bro. So I was focused on getting that ice cream out
getting
there.
that sleigh bark in.
I know that
Yes.
$10 an hour, bro. It pays well.
Yeah, tell us some of your work stories. I want to hear the real life Broham.
Oh, they're well, the coworkers are the real gems. I think I've sent Milky that video of the
Did you?
icing bags.
Yeah, the
I'm not
icing bags.
I'm not talking
traumatized.
about that one. Milky can talk about that one, but we did have a girl come in one time, and she just wouldn't stop saying 6-7. Like when she went up to the ice cream, I asked her what kind of ice cream she wanted, and she just looked at her friend and went, 6-7. And then same thing for
6-7.
the same thing for the toppings. And then when I was checking her out, I mean, I think throughout the whole process, she said it maybe 12 times.
Holy crap. That's
At least you don't have to sell the Benson Boone cookies. I heard that was pretty bad.
Oh.
I don't know who that is. I'm gonna
You don't know who
be
Benson
confused.
Boone is?
No, bro. I
What?
don't. Is he from the
You live in
Boondocks?
I think
America, right?
we're a little bit off topic. I would think.
The
It's a
podcast is
podcast,
for off
it's alright.
topic.
Yeah, this is what they live for here.
That's what I brought y'all here
6-7.
for. To get the off
You know
topic
what?
conversations in.
Yeah. What are your experiences at work, Milky? You never talk about it, bro.
Yeah,
It's
how's
'cause
your real life?
It's 'cause mowing
Uh,
grass is boring.
it's not all mowing grass. I mean, I worked on a farm. Well, I still do work on a farm. This is my second year doing it.
Thank you,
There was
farmer.
one time we shot a coyote that came a bit close. What else have I done? Yeah, it's a lot of mowing, a lot of physical labor, and then I don't know. And then I worked at a entertainment place as well. I fucking hate that job. But you know, you gotta
Do you
pay the
like run
bills. right?
Pornhub or what?
Answer the question, I guess, bro. I'm a. Okay.
I don't even know what he asked. I heard Pornhub and I was not gonna respond.
No,
I
he
said
perked
you-
up, bro. He perked
I
up.
said, do you run Pornhub? You said you work in entertainment. I want to know. Just give that vibe.
I work at a fucking like arcade, buddy. That's considered entertainment.
Oh, he's just like Cole, bro. Cole's his idol.
Okay, I have a dark mind. There's twist. I have dark mind. Okay.
A twisted mind. Bro, I can't. A twisted mind. No way.
Okay. I'm gonna recompose.
Have you had any other jobs, Milky?
Yeah. Anything notable?
Worked at a trampoline
Interesting.
park a while ago.
Oh my God.
Okay, this is actually funny though because I was barely legally old enough to work, and I was 14, barely 14 at the time. I just turned 14.
Who hires a
Eh,
14-year-old? What did you
I don't know.
do, bro?
Also, if you heard my dog in the background, that's not me.
Yeah, I don't know.
So there's like a zip line. Have you guys ever heard of Urban Air? That's what it is. There's a zip
Been
line
there.
inside. Shut up. Hold on, let me explain. There's a zip line in there, and one time they had me harnessing people on that, right? And I was 14, so they were literally having 14-year-olds harness people on that zip line.
14
And they
year olds
actually
make it
showed
over
us
there.
a training video once of someone falling off of the zip line. They showed us this video, and then they had a 14-year-old who has done it like once or twice before just go up there and start harnessing people on that. I was like,
It's not
what
that
the
hard, bro.
fuck?
Just give it a little tug,
That's
make
so-
sure it's secure, and then boom.
I want to try what I do at Disney World, y'all. I would. It's like, it's wild. I'd be
I've been
cooked.
there once. We had the zipline area like really close to this little net castle place. Do you know what I'm talking about? Did you have that? Like there's a bunch of nets and weird like foam rooms and stuff.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, and I was crawling through there because at the time I was probably 11, 12, and there was a full like 200-pound adult just sitting in the back room, bro. It was like terrifying. I just climbed up, and he was just sitting there, and I'm like, bro, and I just
Harnessing
climbed back
fatties
down.
was the worst, bro. I swear.
I can make
They were
clowns
so
Urban
musty
Air.
too.
Was there a
After they
weight
hit the
limit? There's
trampoline.
gotta be a weight limit. on that
There was
thing, right?
definitely a weight limit. Trust me.
I'll still go there today and get on the battle beam and hit some 5-year-olds off of there. Ruin their ego.
Okay. Just throw
But
foam at 'em
sometimes
from
I'll
the
let them win.
side,
Like
bro.
if they're like really young, they seem innocent, and they're just like super like feel like it's gonna ruin their whole world. If I'll let them win. But so like a good part going at open air when you're a teenager. Like that
It's like
place is
smurfing in
more like
Rio.
for
I mean,
5 to 6 year olds. It's like young as a teen. So like different part to be children. Raheem cut out. He said again.
I got ag, man.
Huh?
Go.
Speak up, beautiful.
Lagging, bro. It's not about that. It's about the sound of my voice.
Holy
Tell me
shit.
on.
You'll move on. So
Yeah.
beautiful, amazing, creative, fun, milky. What's it like having a chode?
Next topic.
I'm running out of topics. I don't know what to say anymore.
You made him leave, bro. You made him leave.
This is Mercy's thing. He always does the questions. They both just
Oh.
left. Everyone's leaving.
Probably your shitty internet.
How's it my internet? This is a VR world. If I huh?
Wait, I'm
Yeah,
back,
whole
guys.
podcast, bro. Ham.
I'm back. I
Demoted.
lost connection.
Demoted.
It's not my fault, bro. I lost connection.
Demoted.
Okay. All right, guys. So,
Let's do like one more question, then we'll end it because we're
Alright.
already an hour in.
Holy shit. Oh my god. Okay. So, what do you like about being StratCom? And what do you like? What's your pros and cons being a StratCom member? Milky.
I'm gonna have to think about this. Ask Broham about why he likes being a major first. I'm gonna have to think about that.
Now, why do you like being a major, which is weirdly the rank everyone wants now?
well, it's probably like the most obtainable. I don't think they really are gonna promote to like colonels and lieutenant colonels until we get a lot more command. But it's mainly just the fact that I can change things. I mean, it's not like our bureaucracy's terrible, and as an enlisted, you can't like ask for things to be different. But as an officer, you've got the connection. You can just get other officers and say, "Hey, what do we think about this? Do you want to do this instead?" And they're like, "Yeah, no." And then if they say, "Yeah, we can present it in our meetings and potentially get the stuff changed."
Yeah. I like how we're
Um,
a democracy. It's nice.
We are not a democracy, bro.
We're completely democracy.
We've got a failed
even if
vision,
we're-
right?
Okay, we're more like a monarchy.
We're an
What is it called?
autocracy if
Well,
he
even
listens
if-
to his advisors.
If Beast doesn't want to do something,
What's it called when you have a monarchy with like a parliament or whatever?
Well,
The
like-
command team is like the parliament and Stratcom is like the monarch. That's kind of how we run almost.
but like if Beast wanted to do
We're the
something,
British
like
government, bro.
StratCom still has a meeting on it.
A
and if
democracy
he can
is
get
where you guys
outvoted-
vote for Stratcom. You don't vote for Stratcom. So I wouldn't say we're a democracy necessarily. We have democratic practices. Sorry.
It wasn't that. Ugh. Alright.
So about why? Sorry, did you want me to answer too?
About your role, pros and cons.
Yeah. Yeah. The pros. Get to work in a group. You get to make some big decisions. You get to supervise people. That's what I really like doing. I like supervising people and mentoring people like Broham and
like
COs.
he tells me I'm the goat when I clutch the 1v1.
Like I'm about as high as I want to be. I don't want to go any higher. This is where I want to sit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to go higher than third command. I don't want to be first. I don't want to be second.
Yeah.
None of that crap. I just like to be over all the COs. Colonel might
be
even
the
suit me better,
kingpin.
honestly. No, I just enjoy being over over the COs.
Yeah.
So that's
Nice,
the
nice.
pros. The cons are what are the cons? The cons are you can be bullied.
I said, you better tell Jackson to start being a good boy, or he's going to stay on the naughty list and he won't get no presents for Christmas. That's what he said to me. So you got to start being a good boy.
Then I will do an uppercut to him.
No, you won't do. No, what?
I'm going like this. Punch him. Punch his beard off.
It's 'cause
And
third in command of a milsim, bro. That's pretty
being a
bullshit.
leader is not always the easiest too. Your actions. When you make an action, you have to take responsibility for that action. So let's say
Like your slave days.
let's say Pancakes over there. He actually he's not in the podcast. Never mind. let's say Broham makes a big fucky wucky, right?
I do that
Allegedly he
sometimes.
makes a big fucky wucky, right? And I make the call, or I don't necessarily make the call individually, but I put my vote in for that call to be made to remove him from his position, right? And then let's say a day later we want to go back on that action, that we gotta hold responsibility for that. You know, you can't just make a decision and then just forget about it.
Yeah,
That's the biggest con, I would say.
absolutely. Well, why would you say it's a con? Because I mean, it's not really. I think the general person would say it's not good to
Hmm?
go back on a decision, be like indecisive.
It it doesn't look good when you go back on decisions. You need to be, when you make a decision, you do it right the first time. You measure twice and don't have and cut once. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, I
So
think that about. Go
yeah,
ahead.
wait. If the situation were different, do you think you'd have maybe stayed as a lower rank, like lower than colonel or even captain?
No, I wanted CO all along. My goal, my long-term goal was always Stratcom. I didn't care where I sat in Stratcom. If going back, if I couldn't be Stratcom, I'd probably want to be a lieutenant colonel or a colonel. Just over to COs. I wanted to be over OCS for a long time, but I kind of I got stripped out of the lead OCS, and then I got moved over lead OCS, so I kind of got moved around that position.
You
So,
basically led it last time.
I led like 3 or 4 of them, and then they had other people take it over while I was still an instructor, and then they moved me past that role, so a little complicated.
Yeah,
I think
Mosey
if
stuff is
things
weird.
were different, like if I joined after we instituted soldier and leadership pathway, I'd probably have joined the soldier pathway because at the time, I didn't really think I was capable of hosting events or leading or anything. I'm still not, but now I'm forced to. Uh, but if activity was like has always been a thing, it didn't like drop or the culture shift or anything, I'd probably have just stayed as a soldier for a long time and just joined events because
Like old croissant.
man, those events were fun. Do you remember that CQB sim that I joined my first event? You
I'm sure
gave
I do.
you gave at the start everyone was goofing around and then you used me as an example of how to behave and you said it's his first event and you guys and he's acting way better than you guys
Oh yeah, I
and
remember that.
then
Long range. I caught you at 4K. Oh my god, two different style. Oh my god, glazing.
when we were actually at the building, since I had no idea what I was doing, you gave me the shield, and I just like stood in a corner and saw everyone get mowed down behind me, and it kind of just ran like that for an hour. Yeah, it was
It's
bad.
wild.
It was bad, but it was hilarious. That was when I first realized that I'm staying in this place for a while.
I was completely different in my NCO days.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
I
was
feel
respect
like.
to his name, bro. He wasn't just the Fortnite guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for telling us that little story. So, I feel like I learned a lot of leadership from this place because I've been here twice, and before this Milsom, kind of like you, I haven't really done it, or I guess most of this really on the command team. Haven't really done any leadership prior, and then I came in here the first time, got the sergeant, so I did like a little bit of leadership, but nothing much. And now I'm up to warrant officer, so it's a lot more leadership, part of the command team. It's kind of one of my goals, but I think Milsom kind of helped prepare me for the things I do now. Cause I'm in high school now, I'm a sophomore, right? Now I do like I'm an officer in like the National Honor Society and like a lot of leadership communities, and I help out with. So I think it definitely can transfer over to real life scenarios. Absolutely. So thank you to Beast for
Smokey,
making
do you
this a
remember
great
your first
leadership
event?
community.
you do. I don't.
I don't remember my first event. It was, I think, I know Beast was like one of the lead NCOT instructors. He was like a warrant officer when I came in. And he was like, if you want to be ballsy, do a training for your NCOT event. And if you want to just be boring, then do like a sim. I think I ended up doing like a ROE training or some. I see it could be something a little ballsy. Actually went well.
I
Didn't
remember
really
when I
have
was
any
like one of the
problems.
only people that hosted trainings. Everyone else sucked at it.
I love trainings. They're a lot more fun to host, I feel like, than the Sims, because everyone has Sims. So it's good to get outside of that basic police sim type vibe. Even though I do love police sims, I've tried to revolutionize police sims from their basic thing. Yeah.
Yep.
We're good to go.
In like 6 or 7 minutes.
And like,
You don't want
0
these, bro.
minutes. Well,
You don't want these.
I think we should have a fighting segment for the podcast. Me and Brian just brawl it out.
I would knock this guy down.
by the way, I'm
kind
kinda
of
recording.
What's
You're
it
kinda
called when you
what?
like
Recording
lift
these,
them
by the
over
way.
your back like this?
you got
like,
to
what's
speak
that move
up. You
called?
sound super far away.
I got you. I
You can
not
you
yet
can turn 'em
streaming.
up.
So tell me when,
Now,
or I can walk
y'all
right
can
over there.
record. I just need thumbs up when we're recording. Good. Are you good? Are you recording? I can cut it out. If you're okay, I'm just gonna assume you're recording. Alright, we'll get back to it. Okay, so for the next question today, guys, we're good to go.
In like 6 or 7 minutes.
And like,
You don't
0
want these, bro.
minutes. Well,
You don't want these.
I think we should have a fighting segment for the podcast. Me and Brian just brawl it out.
I would knock this guy down.
By the way, I'm
with
kinda
some,
recording.